Memphis, Tennessee, a city known for its rich musical heritage, barbecue, and soul. But in the span of just 7 months between 2019 and 2020, the city would be terrorized by a series of brutal murders that would shock even seasoned law enforcement officials. The perpetrator, a young man who would stand in court and proudly declare himself to be a serial killer, comparing himself to one of horror cinema's most notorious fictional villains. This is the story of Joshua Dotson, the self-proclaimed Michael Myers of Memphis. Not much is publicly known about Joshua Dotson's early life or upbringing in Memphis. What is known paints a troubling picture of a young man who had been on a violent trajectory from an early age. According to court records, Dotson had an extensive criminal background that dated back to when he was just 14 years old. The specifics of those early offenses remain unclear, but they would foreshadow the darkness that was to come. By the time Dotson reached his late teens and early 20s, he was known quite well to law enforcement in Memphis. He was 20 years old in June 2020 when he would be added to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's Most Wanted list. But by that point, the damage had already been done. The first murder that authorities would eventually link to Dotson occurred on November 17, 2019. 18-year-old Divian Parker was at the South Memphis Market, a convenience store located at 1430 Elvis Presley Boulevard. It's unclear what brought Parker to the market that day or whether he had any prior connection to Dotson. What is known is that at some point, gunshots rang out in the parking lot of the market. When police arrived at the scene, they found Parker with multiple gunshot wounds. Paramedics attempted to save his life, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The young man's life had been cut short in an act of senseless violence. At the time, investigators had no clear suspect and no